Welcome to the channel. I'm Tony the Technician, and today we're going to be going into a new flashlight from Wurkkos. I don't know how to pronounce it, but this thing is a beast and a miniature tank. So if you guys follow the channel, you guys might have seen I've done quite a few reviews on the Wubin lights, which are absolutely fantastic. I recently did a review on the X4, which I thought was an amazing light, built very well, very solid. And I thought this was a bigger, handheld pocket flashlight. This thing, this is a big boy. It does have a pocket clip, so you can throw it in your pocket, but it is nice that it's got the pocket clip because it is a little bit larger. So we'll get into the specs, features, all of that, how to operate it, and then I'll show you how it performs. But real quickly, before we take a look at all of it, I want to go over, here's the packaging. There's some information on it. We'll go over all that here in a little bit. And I'll post up a picture of all this information as well so you guys can easily see it, and some of the other features and stuff. It'll just be easier to see in photos. You get a charger, a lanyard, all that good stuff. Specifications. If you want to pause, you can do so. I'll throw up a picture of this as well. This is how to operate everything on the flashlight. There's quite a bit there, but it's pretty easy to figure out. You have a few different modes, 4 different to be exact. You have spotlight or the front light, you have the side light, the UV light, and the green laser. There you can see it's IPX6 rated, 1 meter drop resistance, 27,175 candela on high, and color temperature is going to range between 3,000 and 6,000 for the side lights. I weighed it, it comes in at 9 ounces. This is the HD02. I'm not sure if I mentioned that at the beginning. It is Type-C rechargeable. There you can see the dimensions, all that good information. But let's go ahead and get into the light. So this thing is quite impressive. It's all aluminum, very, very solid construction. Here you can see the LED front beam, the UV light, and the green laser. You have a nice big rear pocket clip. And then you have your covered USB-C charging port. On the bottom you do have a magnet, and it is a very strong magnet. The other thing is it is a 1/4 inch by 20 thread, so if you want to put this on a tripod, this is just a quick mount plate. You can put this on a tripod and use the side lights, which I'll show you here in just 1 second. But I do like that feature. That's not something you see very often. So that's really cool. That's also the cover for the battery. It is sealed with an O-ring. And then you have your 21700 battery, 5,000 milliamp hour. I like that it's removable, so if the battery ever goes bad and doesn't hold a charge anymore, you can simply just replace it. There you can see their logo, just the kind of design they went with. You got a rocker switch here to switch between the different modes. It's a Hall effect button, so it is a stepless color change as well as brightness change. So in the center here you have your main front light, then you got your UV light, and you got your laser, and this thing is blinding when it's on high. So to operate it, if you want to lock the unit, you press it 4 times rapidly. So then when you try and turn it on, it basically just blinks, letting you know that the unit is locked. Press it 4 times. And then you will have your green light indicator as far as battery life. So right now it's on moonlight. And so whenever you turn it on, it's going to be on basically moonlight or the low setting. And then if you double press, it's going to go to max out. Double press again, it goes back to the low setting. And then in order to actually turn it up, you press and hold the button. Stepless adjustment. Very, very blinding. But it is nice that you can just double tap and it instantly goes to the bright setting. And then if you double tap, it goes back down. So very easy to adjust up and down. And then it does have memory, so it'll turn on the last setting. If it's off and you press and hold, it'll just go to the lowest setting. So if you remember the last time you had it maxed out, but you want to turn it on but not blind everybody, maybe you're, depending on the situation, you can just press and hold and it'll turn it on low instead of what you had it on before. And then if you have the light off and you double click, it'll bring it right to the brightest setting. And then if you have it off and you triple tap, it's going to go into the strobe light mode. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. It does have a alternating pulse, So it'll go fast and then slow down and then speed back up. And then as far as the UV light, probably can't see it much here, but there's low, and then if you press and hold, it'll just alternate between the two, and you just let go whenever you reach the desired level that you want it on. And I'll show you guys that once we get the lights off. And then the laser is just simply press and it turns on. And it is definitely the brightest laser that I have out of all of my flashlights that include a laser. So it is really impressive as well. No adjustments or anything on that. And then getting into the side lights. As soon as you open it up, it is going to turn on the light, and it is on both sides. They use a ball detent. So basically as soon as you shut it, it shuts the light off. Now if I have this beam on and I open the light, it's going to shut the beam off, turn on the wing lights. But then if you shut them, it's going to turn the main beam back on. So just go ahead and shut that off. And here, when you press and hold, it's going to adjust the brightness of the wing light. Quite bright for the wing area lights. And then if you press and then hold the second time, it'll change the color temperature. So there we have a cool, bright white light. And then just adjust it down. There's low. And then to adjust the color temperature again, tap and then hold. And now it's a warm light. So I do like the color temperature change on the wing light. Let me go ahead and show you guys bright on the warmer color. This is 250 lumens, whereas the bright white is 300 lumens, but still very, very impressive. And you can angle them all the way up. Once again, as soon as you shut them, they automatically shut off. But you can also use the switch to shut off the wing lights as well. So you can operate it that way. But it is nice that you can put it on a tripod or whatever. Maybe you're out camping and you want to use this as an area light. I think that's a great option. But that's it as far as the features and everything, how it looks. Operation, very, very simple to use. Built like an absolute tank. So let's go ahead and use this thing. We'll use it in the garage, and then we'll also take it outside, limited on space, but we'll still be able to see how it performs because it's by far the brightest flashlight that I've reviewed so far. I will have this link down in the description for you guys if you guys are interested, but let's go see how it performs. Go ahead and start out with the main beam on low. So a pretty good beam pattern here, nice and tight, and we'll just slowly use the stepless adjust to brighten the light. That is extremely bright. Now keep in mind I have my phone set up to where it won't adjust for the lighting, so you guys get an idea of what it actually looks like. And this is by far the brightest light. It's hard to see. It's a little easier to see over here. You can see the center light, but then you also have like some flood area, so it's coming out all the way to the sides of the walls. And turn that back down. We'll activate the strobe light now so you guys can get an idea of what that looks like. It is on the high setting when you switch to the strobe. Oh goodness, just watching it makes me dizzy. Okay, enough of that. And then double click to go to the brightest setting, and then double click and it will return to the lowest setting. And then we'll go ahead and check out the UV. This is low, there's high. So a great light to take with you on vacation if you want to not sleep in a hotel room, because I don't want to know what's in there, even though I want to know what's in there. And then the laser, which obviously you're not going to get a great idea of it inside the garage, but set it up on the vise. You guys can see the wing light. I do like how much articulation you have with the lights as well. Then press and hold to adjust. That's the lowest setting, all the way up to the highest setting, and that is 300 lumens on the wing lights. Bring it back down about halfway, and then you shut them, and that ball detent automatically shuts them off, and the main beam, if you had it on, will turn back on. The thing is ridiculously bright. The laser, on the other hand, that thing will go forever. It actually provides a lot of light. Sorry, I got leaves all over the place back here. Then we'll change the color temperature. I love that you can change the color temperature of that light. So it's more of like a lantern kind of look. Very, very impressive light for sure. Really strong beam and wide as well. So that is a look at the Wurkkos HD02, and I will have this link down in the description for you guys if you guys are interested. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to smash that thumbs up, and if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.